Awesome. Hello, everyone, and welcome into day 4 of our September Wellness Week. We are so excited, as always. We've had an awesome week so far. And today we're going to be talking about sleep and, kind of things that go around sleep, our morning, evening routines, and also eventually chatting too about how we can use our morning and evening routines to optimize other pillars of our life. For example, hydration or movement, and stress management is a big one too. So as we kind of dive in, the first thing I wanted to talk about is why routines can be really important and really helpful. And the one of the first things, this is also my favorite thing. I love that we can condition our bodies to do things or remember things. I just think it's funny. And so along with that, we can condition our body to sleep well. So, we need a some sort of routine. Our bodies and brains recognize that and start to calibrate towards sleep when you initiate your routine. So for example, if you know, phones out, maybe an or phones out, like lights off kind of putting electronics away, let's say like an hour before bed, and you have your consistent routine, kind of wash your face, brush your teeth, change your clothes, get into bed, maybe journal or read. And it doesn't have to be super long, but our bodies again will recognize, as you initiate that routine, that because our bodies know that after that routine follows sleep, and so it'll again start to recognize that. And one of my favorite things with that point is talking about children and their bedtime routines. And one of my favorite stories that I pretty much share anytime we do a sleep day is I've got a 3-year-old niece. Well, she's 3 now. She was 2 when this happened, but I was babysitting one night and my brother was walking me through her bedtime routine. And I'm like, okay, got it. So we brush teeth, we get jammies on, we read 3 books, we tuck her stuffed animals in, we get her tucked in, give her a hug and a kiss, and it was just a very specific line of events. And it's not quite that detailed now, but I just think it's funny that, yeah, I mean, she was so used to that routine, and that helps her to recognize, okay, it's time for bed. And we can do the same for ourselves as adults, which I think is super fun. And I'm curious, Melissa, yeah, you've been working on routines, and I know you have a lot to say about morning, but I'm curious about your evening. Like what are some things that you do in your kind of evening routine?
Yeah, no, I like your perspective of thinking it's funny how we can routine like our because
Condition
I
ourselves.
yeah, well, because a lot of the time I get so serious about it, like I don't want to do that. Well, it's good for you. I don't want to do that. It's good, and so you kind of go between that. That's
Mm,
how I work, and
mm,
you guys kind of tricked me going through this whole. It was like magic going through this whole program because I really just was going to be no, I'm not going to get routines. I didn't see really much benefit in getting up early or getting up at the same time every day and going to sleep at the same time every day. This
yeah.
is a year ago. But today, this morning, I think it was Troy and I, yeah, it was this morning, we had a conversation about he's just not sleeping. And I said, and get up at the same time and you go to sleep at the same time. And he's like, I know, like, because he used to sleep really well. And he realizes now, like today, it was a hot moment. But that's really what it is that he's going to start implementing, the same time at least, right?
You go,
And it's his
Troy.
work schedule. Yeah, it's his
Yeah.
work schedule. And he's like, yeah, he was able to pinpoint what it was. But for my nighttime routine, I mean, it's taken me a long time to realize that it's a good idea to have one. And that was probably within the last couple months, honestly. And I kind of have like toned down the amount of TV that I watch. And so I decided, well, then let's just take it one step further. And 1 hour before bed, let's just have no electronics. I mean, sometimes other people are watching TV in the house. And
Mhm.
it's interesting because now my body's so used to that no TV or no electronics for the last hour that when I do walk by like the TV and it's on, in that last hour, it actually bothers me. Right. And I'm just like, I got to go somewhere where I don't have that because, like you said, it is funny. Your body gets used to that. And I just do that. And then sometimes I'll say, oh, I want to journal or pretty much whatever comes up I want to do
Yeah.
during that time, whether it's read, journal. My point is that this hour thing's been great and I'll commit to that. But what happens in that hour, other than like no screens, I get to decide. And then that's the fun part, even painting, or having a conversation with my kids,
Right.
something like that. It's fill in the blank, but just not having that blue light, I suppose, is part of it too, right?
Yeah,
But
definitely.
that kind of that storyline going, you just have some quiet moments where you're choosing. And
Mhm.
so that's been actually a good question because like I said, it's nothing specific. It's just that time
Yeah.
to, be disconnected. So,
Mhm.
so I can disconnect in my sleep further,
Right.
and then
And
getting up at
connect
the
with
same time.
yourself too, which
Yeah,
is
yeah. And
super
so then I have
fun.
a bedtime because I always say an hour before. And so
Mhm.
you're right about the kids. And we as adults can kind of take that as like,
Yeah.
like what do they do? And then what can we do after that? And it's cool for our kids to see us have our routines as well, because then they don't think it's like only you have routines. I do
Yeah.
whatever I want,
Yeah. And it's one of my favorite things too, is kind of like as an adult setting a bedtime for ourselves. Like I just think, and it can be really helpful. And like you said, kind of, I think that intentional quiet time, like you said, kind of regardless of what you do, but you've, grown to really, really enjoy that, quiet time, or it doesn't always have to be quiet, but you're getting that oxytocin stimulation too by, yeah, hanging out with the kids or, Troy. And yeah, which I think is a great way to spend your time. And I'm curious, compared to, because like you said, yeah, kind of were more used to watching TV or hanging out on your phone, comparing like how you felt kind of those evenings to now your more current routine, like what difference does that make? Yeah, for you.
Yeah. Dan said it really well the other day. He said something about like goes to sleep and then he like wakes up and it's like a new day and a new everything, right? And before I just felt like it was a continuum because it just never stopped, and I never stopped to actually be in the present moment or think about what time I'm going to go to bed. It was just whenever I fell over and fell asleep, right? And then whenever I had to get up to whichever kid needed me to take them somewhere or whatever their schedule was. But now it's like, having my own. And so what it's done is really kind of help me flow through my day in a way where like I know what I'm gonna do when I wake up. I know what I'm doing before I go to bed, and then in between, I pretty much know what I'm gonna do. So it's like flows your day and then puts a bedtime to it. And really like the rest has been the biggest thing for me because I just never slept before. Like maybe a couple hours a night, maybe sometimes 10 hours, but it was never what it is now. And when I'm off a couple hours, I'm like, you're tired. And I'll always know because it's never going to be that I'm tired because I have had those good nights of sleep. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And
love
yeah,
it.
kind of going back to yeah, just how it's felt to make those changes. Um, Ooh, no, brain. I almost said, all right, actually, I have another thought along with that. Um, oh, I remember. Thank you. Give me a little second there. I think it's interesting how something that helped you to stay consistent or be motivated to have like a morning or evening routine or time for intentional time for you is purpose. Like you include those things because you've learned and you've experienced them and you yeah feel good by doing those. And yeah, again, I know you also have like your big why and things, but yeah, do you feel like yeah that's true, kind of the
Yeah.
motivation
Yeah.
there?
Yeah, it is. It is really nice because I'm in I'm able to really just be in the present moment, and it was refreshing. And it actually makes it, when you're coherent and you've had that sleep, it makes it easier to remember like
Yeah.
what your purpose is. And your purpose in this life is to take care of yourself, number one. And that starts with sleep, because then you have the okay, what am I gonna make for to eat, and the smoothie, and just like getting your food in. It's so much easier
Yeah.
to do when you have that rest. So yeah, I don't know if that answered the question, but yeah,
That's okay.
it's
Yeah.
like definitely had made me understand like what life is about and where I want to be, what I want to be doing throughout the day. It's nice.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And yeah, some other things just along the lines of like trying your best to wake up at the same time each day, just a couple more reasons for that. I mean, one thing to consider is, our circadian rhythm and giving and along with that, like giving our adrenals consistent time to kind of wake up and kind of turn on in the morning, if you will, as opposed to, yeah, kind of if we're having willy-nilly wake up times. Yeah, it can kind of affect our internal organs as well, which can affect how we feel, which, yeah, is super interesting also. And I talked to Melissa a little bit about before we hopped on about a book called The Miracle Morning. And it's also another epic popular book. We all really enjoy that one. And it's by Hal Elrod, and it's basically a 6-step morning routine. And he has this acronym. He calls it Lifesavers. And SAVERS is an acronym for silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing. So yeah, which I think that's I love how simple it is, but also I can, yeah, see the benefit of like all of those pieces. And I feel like in your morning routine, you pretty much got, yeah. Oh, there you go.
It was
Oh,
right next to my desk because I do it.
oh, can we see, like, you don't have to show us the ones that are filled in. Can we, oh,
Isn't
it's,
that cool?
yeah, the journal version. Can we see like
Yeah,
an empty
it's the
journal
journal.
thing?
Yeah,
Oh, how cool.
isn't that neat?
Oh, I need to get myself the journal portion of it. Oh,
Yeah,
that's super cool.
it's been really nice because it's got your goals. Well, first of all,
Mhm.
it starts off what you're grateful for,
Love it.
and what better way to start your day right
Mhm.
when you wake up, just what
Right.
am I grateful for? It really sets the tone for the day. And that's honestly, out of this whole
Mhm.
miracle morning thing, that is what I've taken from it. I mean, so much
Yeah.
more, because I learned a lot from Epic and changing it before that, but the gratitude piece is just like,
Mhm.
I don't know, it just makes
Right.
me really feel good throughout the day. So that's
Right. And it's so interesting because I agree. The morning is such a critical point. Like how basically our mood in the morning is very likely to consist throughout the day. So if we start off the day, you know, not in a bad mood, then it's, yeah, likely to continue. But if you start your day with gratitude and affirmations and, intentional self-care time for you, like that's setting the tone for the rest of your day. I think I love
Yeah,
it.
I mean, what you might as well connect with the person you're going to be with all day first, right?
Right?
I mean, you're going to be with yourself and taking care of yourself throughout the whole day. It's been life changing because, like I said, I used to just get out of bed and go, but it's been
Yeah.
life changing just like taking this time for myself in the morning, because then I'm just nicer to myself throughout the day. And, it's like, remember we did all that and you feel really good about it and you're grateful for all that. And it's this, the miracle morning is really cool. And the acronyms are neat because it's just so simple.
Yeah. Oh, I dig it. Yeah, I definitely need to get myself that journal. And just so everyone knows too, so Hal Elrod again is the author of Miracle Morning, and he mentioned that yeah, his book is based uh basically he analyzed evidence and routines of like top productivity experts and kind of took elements of the most successful people in the world, including their mornings. So if you haven't checked out that book, it's definitely, yeah, just very applicable, similar to Atomic Habits. I feel like it's just really well written and easy to understand, and yeah, even more importantly, applicable. So I think I dig it. And yeah, kind of building on that too, I'd love to hear more about, yeah, kind of breaking us or walking us through your morning routine, because I know you've, yeah, been really intentional about adding some different pieces in there. And yeah, the next kind of bit of our call today is really talking about how within our morning and evening routines, we can use that time to, build healthier habits, whether that's with movement or continuing again with like stress management or even hydration and, nutrition along with that. So I'd love to hear about your miracle morning or just, yeah, your typical morning routine.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's it's been life changing. Because like I said before, no routine, just whatever. And it's interesting because the kids will remind me. Remember when we sometimes we would wake you up, and I'm like, yeah, where's the family thing now? Then, but now it's like, okay, I really want to be present with everybody and with myself, and there's a lot of kids here. We have six
Yeah.
kids, and so it's like I really want to be present throughout the day. But I have all these fun things I want to do for myself, like go for a walk, in the morning. So that's what I do. Is the first thing when I get up in the morning, I go for a walk because it's at 4 in the morning. Probably shouldn't tell everybody that I'm out there at 4, but myself walking, but I'm out for a walk, and I usually go for like a half hour, maybe an hour. It just depends. Like I'll sit outside for at least till probably from 4 to 5. And then I come back and I have the water. I drink one of these every morning. Right. And
Amazing.
then so from 5 to 6, I'll drink water, stretch, and I kind of leave that time. Like the first hour is no phone at all. And sometimes I'll play like light music or something when I'm walking, but usually just no phone in the morning. So an hour before bed and an hour in the morning. Yeah, that is pretty consistent for me. That's
Yeah.
cool. So then when I get back, I drink the water and then I just pretty much journal. I make sure journaling's in there, stretching, and then even if I want to watch YouTube videos, because there's so many cool things I want, like check social media, whatever. I'll do that then. And then, 6 o'clock is when everybody starts moving and grooving around here. And so I've had 2 hours for myself, but I go to bed at a pretty decent time too. I always go to bed by 9 o'clock. I know that's so boring, but not so much on the weekends. I'll change it up, but it's like, it makes my day and it makes everything so much smoother, the flow. And then I know exactly what I'm going to eat because I know what I eat for my body to feel good. Stuff like cauliflower. I love cauliflower. I know you do too.
I do.
Like, oh my gosh, it's that. So then I, nourish my body because I know all the pillars, the 5 pillars, they all matter. And I have always had that visual in my head of like one not getting the sleep. And we all know how that feels.
Yeah.
Not getting the sleep. That's probably the biggest one, right? If we got 3 hours tonight, I just know that it's going to take me a couple of days to recover from that. And so then you think, okay, well, I got the great sleep. And then your mind's like, well, I want to get good sleep tonight, so I'm not going to eat a bunch of sugar or things that I'm not used to, right? And I cut out coffee. And so, yeah, it really does impact your whole day, how you start your day out. And gratitude's always in there. It's always in the journaling. Whether I have this journal or another one, it's just essential. And I know that's a lot, 2 hours, but I started at like 10 minutes and then I started at a half hour. And then I was like, well, I'm kind of cool. I want to hang out with me for a while. And then it went a little bit longer. So you get a little taste of it. Like we've talked about all week, like yoga, right? Just get a little taste
something
of it.
Nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dip your toes in the water.
And then you'll probably like it, right? Because it's just, it's the times, like you said, start your day. And think about like, you're going to be with yourself all day. How do you want the day to go?
Yeah.
Like, do you want to come home
tone.
exhausted? Yeah. And so I like my morning routine and that's why I haven't stopped doing it because it really works for me, and spend some time with the dog too. So that's cool.
Right. Hey, I know your dog loves that. And that's good oxytocin stimulation.
Yeah.
You're managing your stress there. And
True.
It's funny because within that you answered a question I was going to ask. Just kind of the transition between not doing anything to a full 2 hours for yourself in the morning, which, like you said, start off small. If you've got 5 minutes for yourself, even just to like one thing that I did as I was working on a morning routine is I would just sit in my bed. So as soon as I woke up, like I just kind of sit with myself for a few minutes. Sometimes it was like 5 minutes. Sometimes it was just like a minute or two, but even just taking some time to check in with yourself and just see right now, again, nothing has started for my day. Hopefully I'm not already anxious about things that are going on, but if I am, then I can recognize that better, sooner than later. And as opposed to just, kind of going on into autopilot as you, start your day, which is something that I had noticed, but definitely improvement. But and I really think too, like you said, kind of the setting the tone for the morning and doing even like some like morning alignment. Dr. Bradley and Rachel talk about that a lot, and they have a designated time slot in their morning for kind of alignment, and you can either like think through your day, but also you can kind of dream a little bit. So Dr. Bradley, he'll say when he walks through his day, he kind of walks through his day as if it's already happened, but the best case scenario. And he found that the more often he started his day walking through like the best case scenario of what would happen, it was a great day and it went well. And he noticed the days that he didn't do that morning alignment, it was just kind of a hit or miss basically. But and I can really see the power of that.
That's really neat to bring that into like gratitude's cool, but then that's neat too because it's that visualizing. You think about like football or any sports, they always have them visualize the game, and that is this is a game kind of, right? Life, the game of life.
It is practice, right?
It's so and also that gratitude and to have like the best day that you, like I said, you're with you all day, right? And how do you want to feel at the end of the day? You want to feel ready for bed and like you achieve something, I suppose. And then that's really actually a cool idea to visualize it in the morning. I never heard him say that. I like that.
I like it too.
Makes sense.
And the cool thing with morning and evening routines is it's all about you. Like it's what you feel will make a difference to your morning or evening. So like maybe in the evening, even spending some time to stretch or, maybe journaling a sentence or two or a couple words. It just encouraging you that it doesn't have to be a super long thing, just prioritizing some time for you if you can, but even time with family too, or, like the pets that we have, like I said, that's our oxytocin stimulation for the day. So there's so many different ways that yeah, we can improve our mornings or evenings. So, ooh, and I'm curious, I know that we got one person watching. I'd be curious to hear what, yeah, you guys include in your morning or evening routine that might make a difference for the rest of your day. And Melissa, you mentioned too, kind of that morning hydration. I think that's definitely a super simple one. And it honestly blows my mind how much of a difference water can make into how you feel that day and the next day. And that morning hyperhydration, yeah, is just really a way to kind of wake your
But
body up a little bit too.
well, it is, and also it's a like you know, talk about like visualizing your day. I mean,
Mhm.
what a cool way to just like get half. Like I try to drink one of these whole ones, and that's half of what I need to drink in a day. So then, even if I only drink a little bit of water the rest of the day, I know I've got half my water in before the day starts, and it's so doable because you think about it. Like, would I rather like clean the bathroom or drink this water? Because both of them are gonna make me feel good when I'm done. But like
Yeah.
that hydrates your body, makes you know,
Mhm.
it lubricates everything inside of you, which is
Yeah.
helps you move through your day, especially your brain. And that's, you know, brain needs that water too. And so it's,
Yeah.
yeah, you're doing something good
Ooh,
for your body. So it's really cool.
that's a good question too that came up when you were, yeah, chatting about the brain too. I'm curious with, yeah, as you've gained consistency with your morning routine, like how have you noticed like focus wise or yeah, like mostly focus, but
Yeah.
even kind of mood throughout the day too? Like
Mood
how
is
did that make a
great.
difference? Yeah.
Yeah, no, mood, because I said I'm trying to be in the present moment, it
Hmm.
because I'm not tired or, you know, like sick or anything, I'm able to really focus on like what's happening and what I want throughout the day. And so it really kind of negates all the other stuff. I don't really have to worry about that anymore. So I that's kind of what I found with it.
Hmm. Ooh, and do you have it for, yeah, the people either watching now or, will be watching in the future? What advice would you give for, yeah, someone either getting started with the morning or evening routine or working to kind of take the next step in that too? What kind of encouragement would you share for them?
I would definitely just say give it a try, kind of like all the stuff we talked about this week, but this for sure, because no matter nothing, yeah, there's nothing bad that can happen by waking up just a couple minutes earlier. Like if you think about it, it's only good things, and if anything, you tried it.
Right.
So yeah, I would just say try it and then just do something that you like for yourself in the morning, and then see how that feels for maybe a week, right? Just like you would
Yeah.
change, like remove something from your diet, you would want to wait like a little bit to see if that, you know, is helping you feel
Makes
better.
a difference. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I would definitely just try it because, you know, it's time with you and that's going to be fun at the end of the
Right.
day. So yeah.
And yeah, I definitely agree. I would say along with that too, find your big why. I think
Yeah.
also if you're, setting the goal to wake up early or earlier, even just a little bit, and you aren't really clear with yourself as to why you want to do that, then I think it'll be, we can use willpower for so long, but after a while, if we're not connected to our purpose of, that action, it likely won't be as sustainable. So figure out your big why, find your, purpose behind it. And like Melissa did, or like all of us have done, start with one thing for maybe 1 minute or 2 minute, whether that's, like we said, maybe even just reflecting. You don't even have to journal, just check in with yourself for a minute, 2 minute, do a couple breathing exercises, and just, yeah, try to, practice being present. I think that's also a big thing that really is, yeah, a part of a lot of mornings and evenings, of course. But
Yeah.
interesting. And I'm curious too. I have another just curious question. What would you say is like if someone were to try one thing, like what's one thing that you think would be, you know, yeah, a good one to start with? I have an idea too, but yeah,
Well, I think, you know, getting up a couple minutes earlier, but then drinking the water,
yeah, the
because the
water. That's what
water,
I was
yeah,
thinking.
yeah, because
Hmm.
it's just so hits all the areas. Like water
Yeah.
is the foundation of everything. And to get it in the morning, you're gonna feel so good for the rest of the day that, hey, you know, at least I did not drink water today because I drank it this morning. You forget during the day. We
Yeah.
forget, like, and we get distracted. But
Right.
that morning, yeah, I think Dr. Bradley said he has it next to his bed and just, you
Hmm.
know, I have it in my
Yeah.
room and just drink it, you know, get it down, and it
Right.
feels good too. Makes
And
you want to go.
Yeah, that's one thing too. Again, like our mornings and evenings, they're very much intertwined, but they can affect each other. So if you are planning on like that morning hyperhydration, then yeah, maybe in the evening, getting that water prepared for the next day, or, yeah, making it easier for yourself. So when you do get to that time in the morning when you're ready to take action, you don't have to think about it or do anything. It's just there and ready for you. I feel like that's one helpful thing. Just
Yeah.
yeah, eliminating as many of or figuring out as many of the details so when you get to do the thing, you don't have to, yeah, figure anything else out. You're just ready to do it. So interesting, which that ties into our question of the day. So the question of the day is, what is one thing you could adjust within your morning or evening routine that could benefit either your sleep quality or another pillar of life? So we've talked about a lot of different things here this afternoon. So yeah, but I'd love to hear your guys' idea. And again, I'll post that question as soon as we're done here. And I've got the guides ready to go. So again, if you just comment on that question of the day post, we'll send you our guide, which has a couple different links talking more about morning routines and just different ways to optimize kind of our sleep routine as well. So check that out. And also thanks again, Melissa, for joining me. We
Yeah.
love having you on here. It just, yeah, you add an awesome perspective and just, we
Mhm.
love hearing your experience. And so thank you for
Oh,
sharing.
thank you, Natalie. Thanks for having me, and love talking to you too. It's so awesome. I love being on these. I learned
It's
so
so
much.
fun. I know
Yeah.
it's so, and yeah, this week was a little bit different. So we were happy to kind of mix things up a little bit. And also it'll be interesting tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow Dan is set to be talking about meal tips and tricks while traveling. Which did I say trips and tricks? I think I might have meal tips and tricks, either way, while traveling. And yeah, and I also might be, it's kind of, we'll see where how Dan's wife is doing tomorrow. So yeah, regardless, we've got one more day and keep an eye out for that question of the day, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Awesome. Bye, Natalie. Bye,
Bye.
guys.